In 2023, Yamaha unveiled the XTO 450 V8, a 5.6-liter giant promising unmatched offshore power and reliability. But behind the marketing legend, owners and mechanics uncovered mounting complaints, hidden corrosion, towering maintenance bills, service lockdowns. The scandal behind the Yamaha XTO 450 just got exposed, leaving furious owners demanding answers. If Yamaha built the future of outboards, why are so many engines breaking down? And what did no one see coming? Spotlight swept across the marina as Yamaha's flagship XTO 450 V8 took center stage in 2023. The launch was more than a product reveal. It was a declaration. Yamaha's message rang out from press releases and glossy ads. The age of compromise was over. Here was an outboard engineered to dominate the offshore world, a 5.6-liter V8 promising 450 horsepower and the kind of relentless power once reserved for inboard diesels. The XTO 450 wasn't just about speed. It was about rewriting the rulebook for what a marine engine could be. Engineers and executives alike spoke of a new era, one where digital integration, electric steering, and advanced fuel injection would deliver not only raw muscle, but a seamless connected boating experience. Yamaha described the engine as the most advanced outboard ever built, designed for the world's toughest conditions. The phrase, "purpose-built for the sea," became a rallying cry, echoing through boat shows and dealer events from Miami to Monaco. Every detail was positioned as an upgrade. The all-electric steering system, the direct injection powerhead, the charging system able to run entire suites of electronics at idle, all were presented as proof of Yamaha's relentless innovation. For captains of 50-foot center consoles and luxury sport fishers, the XTO 450 offered not just horsepower, but a sense of command. Dashboards lit up with digital data, joystick controls promised effortless docking, and the engine's deep-throated roar hinted at untapped reserves of strength. Yamaha's heritage as a marine powerhouse added weight to every claim. Dealers recounted stories of engines running thousands of hours without complaint. Reviewers hailed the 450 as a leap forward, a machine that could shrug off rough seas and long miles. The promise was clear. This was the engine that would redefine offshore reliability. For a moment, skepticism faded. The XTO 450 was not just a new outboard. It was the future, cast in chrome and carbon, ready to carry the next generation of boaters into deeper water and bigger dreams. At the heart of Yamaha's XTO 450 V8 lies a set of numbers that define its ambition. The engine block displaces 5.6 liters, one of the largest ever fitted to an outboard, feeding 8 cylinders arranged in a classic V formation. Each combustion cycle is governed by a direct injection system, pushing fuel into the chambers at high pressure to achieve a 12.2-to-1 compression ratio. This figure, more common in high-performance automotive engines, allows for both efficiency and brute force, squeezing out every bit of energy from each drop of fuel. The XTO 450's headline number is 450 horsepower, delivered at the propeller shaft. But raw power is only part of the story. The engine's integrated steering system is fully electric, eliminating hydraulic lines and pumps in favor of digital precision. This system is built into the engine bracket itself, removing the need for external rams and reducing clutter at the transom. Steering commands travel instantly from helm to outboard, with the system able to adjust friction and lock-to-lock speed on the fly. Charging capacity stands as another pillar of the XTO's engineering. The phase angle control. Charging system can deliver up to 96 net amps at idle, enough to power multiple navigation screens, radar, air conditioning, and more, even when the boat is sitting still. For owners running complex electronics offshore, this represents a major leap over traditional alternators, which often fall short when the engine isn't spinning at high RPM. The engine's mounting system uses a wide-span bracket designed to minimize vibration and distribute the weight of the 999-pound powerhead across the transom. This allows for smoother running at speed and greater stability when idling or docking. The XTO also features a pump-stop power tilt limit, a detail aimed at conserving energy and reducing mechanical wear during repeated trim adjustments. From the outside, the XTO 450 is marked by raised chrome graphics and a distinctive propeller light, signaling its flagship status. But beneath the surface, every figure, displacement, compression, amperage, mounting width, serves a dual purpose: to deliver performance once thought impossible in an outboard, and to support a new level of digital integration. These specifications are not just numbers on a page, they are the foundation for everything that follows, setting the stage for a conversation about what such complexity means when the sea turns rough and reliability is no longer a given. Stories began surfacing in quiet corners of owner forums and marina group chats, accounts that rarely made it into official records or glossy brochures. One owner described discovering a film of white-green corrosion creeping across the steering harness after only a single season in salt water, despite following every maintenance guideline. Another posted photos of pitted bolts and rusted brackets, the kind of wear expected after years of neglect, not months of careful use. These were not isolated gripes. Threads on the Hull Truth and Boat US forums collected dozens of similar reports: steering that felt tight or hesitant, warning chimes that flashed on digital dashboards, and the unsettling rattle of electric servos trying to keep up with helm commands. Yet for every post describing a steering glitch or corrosion surprise, the official channels remained silent. No recall notices appeared in the Coast Guard's Marine Safety Database. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which tracks marine engine recalls, listed 0 entries for the XTO 450 or its integrated steering. Yamaha's own service bulletins, distributed quietly to dealers, rarely addressed these complaints directly. The public-facing record showed a clean bill of health. That gap between owner experience and official documentation grew wider with each passing month. Owners swapped stories of sudden steering lockups during docking maneuvers or error codes that left the helm unresponsive until a dealer reset the system. Some described being told by technicians that a corroded connector or water intrusion was to blame, and that only an authorized Yamaha shop could clear the fault. Others, frustrated by the lack of transparency, began tracking their own repair histories, posting invoices for out-of-warranty sensor swaps and steering module replacements that ran into the thousands. Despite the growing body of anecdotal evidence, the absence of formal action left many feeling adrift. No recall meant no official acknowledgement, and no avenue for collective redress. The only proof was in the stories themselves: scattered photographs, forum polls showing that nearly 1 in 5 owners had faced some form of electrical or steering issue within 2 years, and a chorus of voices asking why a flagship engine could be so vulnerable to the elements it was built to conquer. The result was a sense of unease that spread beyond individual complaints. Owners began to question not just the reliability of the XTO 450, but the entire system that kept such problems out of the public eye. If corrosion and steering chatter were real, why did the databases remain empty? Why did every solution seem to require a trip to the dealer with no path for independent service or open discussion? In the absence of official recognition, the community became its own archive, a living record of questions that so far had no clear answer. Beneath the surface of Yamaha's digital revolution lies a reality few owners anticipated. The XTO 450's most advanced features are locked behind dealer-only service walls. The engine's digital electric steering, or DES, is a marvel of integration, silent, responsive, and precise. But when a warning chime sounds or the helm stiffens without explanation, the path from glitch to solution narrows sharply. Only Yamaha dealers hold the keys to the diagnostic software and firmware updates required to access the engine's control systems. The proprietary YDIS tool, essential for reading fault codes and resetting modules, is not sold to independent shops or end users. Routine maintenance tasks, once the bread and butter of marina technicians, now stall at the first sign of a digital fault. Even experienced mechanics find themselves locked out, unable to clear error messages or update steering parameters without dealer intervention. Owners describe a new kind of vulnerability. An intermittent steering alert, or a DES error code, can disable the very systems meant to inspire confidence offshore. The only remedy is a trip back to the dealership, sometimes hours away. For those who keep their boats in remote harbors or outside major service networks, a minor electrical hiccup can spiral into weeks of downtime. Reports surface of owners waiting for dealer appointments, only to learn that a software update, unavailable to anyone else, was needed to restore normal function. Some recount being told that unpublished technical service bulletins, distributed quietly within Yamaha's dealer network, covered their exact symptoms but offered no recourse for those outside the system. Technicians share their own frustrations. One independent marine electrician, with decades of experience, describes tracing a steering fault to a corroded harness connector, only to hit a wall when the system demanded a dealer-only reset. The physical repair was simple. The digital handshake required was not. Even the most basic troubleshooting, like recalibrating the steering after a sensor swap, is now dependent on tools and procedures guarded by Yamaha's service network. The effect is cumulative. Every layer of digital integration increases the risk of a routine issue escalating into a major expense. Water intrusion remains a persistent threat. Owners post photos of green corrosion blooming inside sealed connectors, sometimes after a single season. When moisture finds its way into the DES module or wiring loom, the resulting error codes can only be cleared at an authorized shop. Each incident reinforces a growing sense of dependence on dealer schedules, on proprietary diagnostics, on a closed loop of service that places owners and independent technicians on the outside looking in. The promise of innovation for many has become a test of patience and trust. What was once a straightforward repair now requires access to digital tools and guarded firmware. For a segment of the boating community, the XTO 450 is not just an engineering statement. It is a reminder that the future of marine power is increasingly gated, with expertise and information flowing in only one direction. A charter captain stands at the edge of an empty slip, the morning's tide lapping against hulls that head out without him. His boat, once a showcase for Yamaha's XTO 450, sits idle at the service dock, its engine cowling removed, diagnostic cables trailing from the digital helm. The breakdown came without warning. A steering alert flashed, the helm stiffened, and control vanished. Out at sea, he had no choice but to radio for help. The tow back to port cost nearly $2,000. The lost charter fees, more. The repair invoice, with parts on back order, pushed his season into the red. What stings most isn't just the money, but the sense of betrayal. He trusted the badge, trusted the promise of a system built for the ocean's worst. Now, each day docked means another client lost, another reputation chipped away by silence and delay. A marina owner, known for keeping the local fleet running through hurricanes and holidays, scrolls through a backlog of service requests. He's seen every kind of engine failure, but the XTO 450 brings a new kind of challenge. One customer's boat, sidelined by a sensor fault, has been waiting 3 weeks for a replacement module. Diagnostic resets can't be done without dealer-only software. The owner's frustration is raw. Each passing day means missed fishing trips, spoiled plans, and mountain bills. The marina's own team is locked out, forced to watch as the solution sits behind a service counter miles away. For these owners, the fallout is measured in more than lost income. It's the helplessness of drifting offshore as alarms sound, The anxiety of waiting for parts, the disbelief that a flagship engine could leave them stranded. Each story is different, but the pattern is clear. When the XTO's promise falters, it's not just a machine that breaks, it's trust, routine, and sometimes livelihoods. The cost of innovation for those caught in its undertow is paid in long hours ashore and in the uneasy quiet of a boat that won't leave the dock. Industry analysts have watched the rise of digital outboards with a mix of admiration and caution. The Yamaha XTO 450 V8 stands as a bold example of what is possible when engineering ambition meets the demands of the modern offshore market. But it is not the only contender. Mercury's Verado V12, for instance, takes a different path, using a 2-speed automatic transmission and steerable gear case, but keeping some mechanical systems more accessible to independent service. Owners comparing these engines often find themselves weighing not just horsepower, but the long-term realities of maintenance, support, and repair. For buyers and operators, the lesson is clear. Complexity brings both rewards and risks. Before signing on for any flagship outboard, experienced marine consultants recommend a simple checklist. First, request full documentation for every digital system, wiring diagrams, software versions, and service bulletins. Next, clarify whether independent technicians can access diagnostic tools or if all troubleshooting requires a dealer. Insist on written estimates for annual maintenance and out-of-warranty repairs, and ask for owner references who have logged at least 2 seasons with the engine. In the current market, proprietary integration is becoming the norm. Both Yamaha and Mercury tie advanced features to their own dealer networks. For some, that means peace of mind, knowing factory-trained technicians handle every update. For others, it is a source of frustration and higher costs, especially when minor issues force a return to the service bay. Industry analysts urge owners to document every service visit, save digital records of error codes and invoices, and participate in owner forums where repair patterns and solutions are shared. The takeaway for anyone considering a high-tech outboard is vigilance. Innovation can deliver remarkable performance, but it demands an equally modern approach to ownership, one where documentation, transparency, and shared knowledge are as important as the badge on the cowling. In an era defined by digital controls and dealer-only diagnostics, the most prepared owners are those who treat every new feature as both an opportunity and a responsibility. In 2023, Yamaha launched the XTO 450 V8 with a 5.6-liter block, 12.2-to-1 compression, and integrated electric steering, promising a new era of performance. Yet our investigation found no official recalls or public safety bulletins, despite persistent owner reports of corrosion and steering issues documented across multiple forums. Technical service bulletins and firmware fixes remain accessible only through authorized dealers, leaving independent technicians and owners with limited options. At the same time, regulatory databases list 0 formal actions, creating a gap between user experience and official records. While Yamaha's engineering has pushed boundaries, the cost and complexity of digital integration have raised barriers to service and trust. What remains unknown are the full terms of warranty resolutions and the long-term durability data, which Yamaha has not publicly disclosed. The XTO 450 story is a clear reminder. Technological progress in marine engines demands transparency and support, not just innovation. For owners and industry alike, the lesson is documented. Complexity without accountability carries a price.